just with Chris Knobloch coming in tomorrow, you know, I know you haven't spent a ton of time with him because you didn't overlap for very long, but you're a guy who's coached in the minors, worked your way up. I mean, do you have an appreciation for that? And I'm curious from your perspective, like maybe what are some of the challenges when you make that jump?
I think because he's a seasoned coach like I have, and he's been a head coach and a successful one. It's easy to see why they went in and have had some success with him there. So I don't think that surprises me anyway. And you know, just working with him here, he's a real nice person, real personal guy and detailed, and he did a really good job in our organization. So that's easy to see the translation there.
Sticking with you on there, just the last time you saw them, McDavid was in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
How different is that group with and without him?
Well, I mean, you're talking about one of the most dynamic players in the game. You know, the way he attacks open ice, and so that's I think anytime you play a team that has, you know, some players, specific players, it always presents to be a little bit more challenging. But we're just going to stay with what we've been doing, what we've done, and try to play good defense, try to do the right things through the neutral zone, and when it comes time to defend, we defend the right way.
Lehner got the goal. It hasn't been a few games since he scored, but his chances are still pretty high for you guys. When you see a young guy who, you know, isn't scoring for a couple games, sometimes they can kind of drift from the other things, but it seems like his focus has been the whole time.
I agree. I answered this the other day. I'm a pretty honest person about what I see, and that line has been really good since they've been together. Even when Phil was there, and now Vince Trocheck has gone in there, and he's done an amazing job. He's been fantastic there. But the line has produced consistently game after game, and been a really effective line for us. And so for me, that's all of the components. It's easy to talk about somebody not scoring or scoring. I truly look at the way they're playing and what they're generating and what they're doing, and I've not been disappointed with them. And so I said this the other day, his goals will come. He just needs to keep focusing on the work that he's doing. There's a lot of belief in him for me. There's a lot of belief in that line and the way that they're playing the game and how they're creating. And it hasn't really, there's been nothing to change my mind to make me think that, well, this isn't working, or, you know, somebody's not playing well. I think the line is playing very well, and I think he's playing very well, and I think he is getting a lot of chances. And I think through the course of the season, there's always the ups and the downs, and just with regard to maybe production, but if the game's good and the game's the right way, the production usually follows.
Peter, obviously you're at 30 games now, and the record is what it is, and it's a good record, and the numbers speak for themselves in a lot of ways. But your record against teams that are at the top of the league, you know, you played Boston twice and beat them twice, and you played Toronto and split 2 games, Vancouver, etc. Does that say more about your team, like how you, I don't say match up, but how you fare against some of the league's better teams?
You know, I don't think we've talked about it like that. I think that what I've liked about the season is that the teams that we haven't played well against, we've come back and gotten on the other side of them. And to me, that's something. And, you know, Boston was a heck of a hockey game. You know, it went our way. If it didn't, I wouldn't have said that we didn't play a good game, or we didn't play hard, or we didn't do the right things. It was just a good game. But there's some games that we played where I thought maybe we could have been better. And the Toronto game was one that stuck out for me because the first period just shot ourselves in the foot too much. And so what I liked about where we're at with the record, and it is what it is, what I liked about it is that when we haven't played well, or there's been things that needed to be better, and we're playing that same opponent, and sometimes it's happened really quick. It happened with Minnie, it happened with Nashville, it happened with Toronto. We go back out and we play a better brand, and that leads us to success.
Just turned 12-19.
I'll wrap it up. When you think about how long you guys have been at the top of the division, just what's the key to making sure that your group doesn't get complacent or comfortable?
I think we've worked hard in practice. I think that translates to games. I think we need to play good defense. I think the work and the defensive part of things, those are when the games have slipped away from us a little bit. When we take care of those two things, I find that we're in hockey games and we have a chance to be successful.